This is Ellen out at Severson-Dell's Nature Center, and today I want to talk to you about bluebirds. Here in the United States, we have 3 species of bluebirds. In northern Illinois, we have the eastern bluebird. When you get to the Rocky Mountains, you're going to find the mountain bluebird, and then beyond that, further west, we have the western bluebird. Now, bluebirds are a type of thrush. They are related to robins, and both the western and the eastern bluebird, like the robin, have that rusty colored breast. But the similarity pretty much ends there. The robin will have a nest that's made out of mud and grasses, and they build them on any sort of a platform that they can find. Whereas the bluebirds, they're cavity nesters, which means they're looking for a hollow tree or a hollow post with a small hole that they can go inside and build their little nest inside there. The bluebirds are on our landscape all winter long. They're not a migratory bird unless the winter is really harsh. So we will see them around here, and often do in the wintertime. Even out here at Severson-Dell's, we'll see them out in the grasslands, and we will hear them on occasion as well. And in February and March, that's when the bluebirds are starting to check out good nesting sites. They're going to look for any cavity that they can find that might be perfect for them. And I've even heard people tell stories of if you paint a black circle just the right size on a piece of wood or a board or the side of a building or the side of a tree, that the bluebirds will even check that out because they think it might be a cavity because it's a dark circle on a wooden surface. So they check these out, they find a site that they really like, and then that's where they're going to build their nest. And by April, they're going to start building. It takes about a week, between 5 to 7 days, to build the nest. And shortly thereafter, the female will start laying her eggs. Again, it takes her up to a week to lay her eggs, and there can be anywhere from 4 to 7 of these blue eggs in the nest. Now, sometimes the eggs are white, but for the most part, they tend to be what we call powder blue, very much the same color as a robin's egg. Then, once all the eggs are laid, she'll start incubating them. And the incubation period takes up to 2 weeks. So they say on average 12 to 14 days. And then the eggs will start to hatch. And they're not going to all hatch at the same time because they weren't all laid at the same time. So there'll be a little bit of a staggered hatching, but they'll usually, within a few days of each other, they will be all hatched. And now these hatchlings are going to start to grow, and the parents are going to be feeding them. And as they grow, they become nestlings because they're no longer hatchlings. And within 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to be big enough that they're going to be getting ready to leave the nest. And there's going to be crowded in there, their feathers are going, they're stretching their muscles and trying them out. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to start to head out of the nest. Now, once they fledge and they fly away, they're not coming back. So this is a very critical point of time for these baby birds because they're not really fully flighted yet. They fly out and now they're stuck on the ground or in a twig, on a tree, on a shrub nearby, and they're going to wait there because they can't fly away. They're fully dependent still on the parents to feed them. But usually about within a week, they're able to fly on their own. And by the time they're 30 days old, they are able to take care of themselves completely, find their own food, and take off. And there they go. The parents, now you might be thinking, they're going, oh, thank goodness the kids are out of the nest. Now we can lay back and just have a nice summer. But no, they're going to probably have another brood. The bluebirds can have anywhere from 1 to 4 broods over the course of the summer. So they're keeping themselves quite busy. Now we might want to look a little bit at what the bluebirds are eating. I did mention before, if you caught it, that they're eating insects and they're eating fruit. So the baby birds, 100% insects. And this is something that a lot of people don't quite appreciate, is that all of our baby birds, our baby songbirds, require insects for 100% of their diet. So if the parents can't find any insects out in the landscape, there won't be any food for those babies, which means they're not going to survive. So this is a really critical thing, why naturalists like myself and the other staff at Severson-Dell's and other nature centers, we're constantly telling people you've got to have insects on the landscape. They are so important because without them we're not going to have our birds. But I was surprised to learn that only 68% of the adult diet is insects. And I'm guessing that's, during the winter, the spring, and the early summer, that's when they're eating probably 100% insects at that point. But once the fruits are ripened on the dogwoods and the hollies, mulberries, viburnums, once those plants have put out fruit, the bluebirds are eating those fruits as well. So late summer into the fall, they're going to be stocking up on fruits as part of their diet in addition to the insects. So these are really important for our birds to have around. And again, we want to have people planting more of these native shrubs and trees that produce the fruits to feed the birds. So you can see that bluebirds are here. They're doing quite well now. And when you come out to Seaver Sandals or any of the other forest preserves, do take some time to look for the bluebirds on the landscapes and using our nest box. I hope we'll see you around here, and we'll go out and look for bluebirds together.